In the event I were to be talking to you and all of a sudden this goes black, completely goes black, I say that anyway. Do not be alarmed. I'll be back online. Right before I go on every morning, it seems like there's something that goes. It's like the gremlins know. Let's have a hard time logging in. Let's let StreamYard all of a sudden starts acting up now because they know we are logging in. They know it's important because they don't want us to speak. Now, my friends, welcome to this glorious day, this wonderful day as Trump will be meeting with Biden. What's going on with that? And I love, as do you probably, meeting all of the experts. Everybody's an expert on everything. Everybody. You either nothing is said or everything is said, but everybody is an expert. Oh, they know about this and that. And they don't know anything. They don't know anything. What are you talking about? But I want everybody to stop for 1 second and do me one favor. Do not miss the beauty and the glory of this wonderful event. Do not miss the glory. Do you know how wonderful things are? Do you have any idea of how wonderful things are? The progress that we have made. Do you have any? I think you do. But I meet these naysayers and these. I say we just won. This was a week ago Tuesday. Yeah, but still, I don't know. I don't like this, and he's doing Marco Rubio. Okay, all right. Just relax for a moment. Do yourself, listen to me, take a pledge from me. Enjoy your life a little bit. Don't always go looking for problems. Don't be the Cassandra. Don't be a naysayer. You were just praying he won. I'm not directing this at you necessarily, but you were just praying that he won, and he won. But there are people who can't allow themselves to be happy. They don't like what's going on. I don't like this. I don't like what he's doing. I don't like Marco Rubio. Okay, can you put this aside? Is there anything good? All you wanted him to do was to win, and he won big. And there's a mandate. So many good things. So just, do you know this? Do you have friends of yours, people in your, maybe spouses, children, relatives, neighbors, associates, who are always negative? Always negative. And if you tell them, well, you know, I don't think, they take what you're saying as though you're countermanding them, and you can't disagree with them. What is the matter? Do not be like this. Do not always be the naysayer. Do not be contumacious. Do not. There is a movement that is so wonderful. And if you point to the minutiae, you're missing the glory of what's happening. The good news is, my friends, is that the left is just falling apart. Hatchet used to be Philip Patchy. This Hatchet, this publishing house, CNN, it's collapsing. It's collapsing. And I told you, do not ever, I'm never going to mention The View. Do not mention The View. Let The View die. Let it die. Choke the taproot. But I only want to mention certain things in case it's dying. I don't want to say, did you hear what Joy Reid said? The hell with Joy Reid. As we speak right now, people at every news medium, every conventional, they're all meeting, and what they're saying is the only way we're going to stay in business is to say things that don't service our constituents, because we really don't have a constituency. We want to say things that drive the right crazy to people so that it will make YouTube, or it'll be some lefties losing it. And as much as I love lefties losing it on Sky, I think we're inadvertently calling attention to this. Joy Reid is going to be doubling down, and I don't care what Joy Reid says. She can say whatever she wants, but that is not news. That is not news. So remember that. We need some retraining. We need a change of our outlook. We've always been reacting to everything they do. They need to react to us. Let them go crazy. Ignore them. Start talking about some wonderful thing. Say things that will drive them crazy. Say things that finally we're going to put an end to this LGBT lunacy as it pertains to men in women's sports. That apparently drives them crazy. Say it. We're going to get men out of girls' sports. Say it like that. It's not men. Say it. They don't care about this. Say it. Drive them crazy. Draw them out. Why did the Democratic Party funnel $500,000 to Al Sharpton? Why? Talk about these people. Drive them crazy. Now, we can talk about who is going to be in the cabinet, who isn't. One of the best news is that Trump names longtime election attorney Bill McGinley and not Alina Habba. Alina Habba planted this, or it was planted. And she says, I would be most honored. This is bullshit, where she honestly thought, I'm in the running. And Trump saying to her, I'm not telling you if it's you or not. Okay, Mr. President, but I sure would be out. Come on, stop it. It's about her. That's fine. But do me a favor. Stop making jokes. Here's another one for you. Lara Trump to replace Marco Rubio as Florida's senator. Is she not bad? No. Who would make more sense? Ashley Moody, the AG. That makes sense? Okay. What about Pete Hogsbreath or Hegseth or whatever his name is? How bad can he be? How bad can he be? He doesn't have any experience. These other people had. Mark Milley, Austin had experience, and they destroyed, or almost destroyed the military. You got a problem with Pete? I know. How bad can he be? How bad can he be? How bad can he be? Why is everybody going so crazy with this? Because they're miserable. Because they don't know anything. Some people hate him. And then, of course, you have on Fox, doesn't tell you anything. Remember, I told you that. Remember, I don't know whom I distrust more. The people that supposedly are the enemy or the people who are pretending to be my friends. I don't know. I'm really not sure about this. But the Doge, governmental efficiency or whatever, greatest thing ever. Greatest thing ever. Holman is fantastic. Vivek and, oh my gosh, wonderful. Wonderful, because we are going to change the way things are done. We're not going to worry about the way it was done. We're going to change the way things are done. Now, when it comes to foreign relations, I think we're going to be great, except when it comes, you know, and I know, to Israel. People are going to be going berserk. You've got the ambassador to Israel. Well, he's supposed to be. This is Mike Huckabee, innocent enough. Mike, good guy, plays the bass. Has some. I saw some great guests on his TV show. Is really good. His musical guests are terrific. I know that other people are going crazy with him because he's going to be the Secretary of State, and this is going to be basically an endorsement, a rubber stamp of more genocide, which nobody is saying that on Fox News. What are you going to do about that? Move? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? How do you think? Do you think Trump is? Do you think Trump is going to go all in? Why does he? Do you think Trump, when he gets in this position, when the whole world is telling him, "Excuse me, yeah, Mr. President, yes, let me explain to you something. This is the world, and it's changed now, not regarding Israel proper, but ever since October the 7th, but specifically ever since this latest incursion against Gaza." I don't know. Maybe you do. I don't know who in the world is suggesting that this behavior, this slaughter, going into, you want to take on Iran and Lebanon. If you think this is a good idea, nobody thinks this. It's us against the world. And Mr. President, you're going to have to ask yourself this question. I know there is a very important lobby, and I recognize it. And I know you have been the beneficiary of millions of dollars from a lot of people, which is completely legal. Nothing wrong with that. Adelsons and others, and that's fine. But you're going to have to ask yourself, now that you're here and now that you're in office, the entire world is looking at you. And you're going to have to turn to them and say, okay, this is different vantage point. It's going to be me standing with not Israel, but this current regime, this current, whatever you want to call it. What is he going to do? Is Marco Rubio going to tell the world, excuse me, we have just given a check, a blank check to Bibi Netanyahu. You fill it in, whatever you need, whatever the missiles, bombs, JDAMs, nothing. We will allow you to make sure that you get rid of Hamas, which means basically destroying all of Gaza. Whatever you want, we're with you 100% because you're in the fight for your life. Do you think Trump's going to do that? Do you think he's going to say, oh, well, the rest of the world be damned? BRICS, MBS, Saudi Arabia, Iran. Oh, wait till Iran says, okay, we'll show you this. And you can drill all you want and frack all you want. But so we're going to have to see. Is Trump sitting down with Marco and saying, now listen, the reason why you're here is I want you to appear to be that you're going to be a rubber stamp for Israel. That's what I want it to be. You're not. Could that be it? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Has anybody ever met? I don't know what Marco Rubio even is. I don't know if he's a good guy, a bad guy, an idiot. I don't know. I've never met these people. I have no idea nobody has ever made me privy to anything that's going on. But this is a very, very, very serious thing. And as I look at what's happening in the world and see what everybody is responding to, this is the number one issue. You cannot believe what you cannot believe what other people say. You can't. So what are we going to do? We'll see. Do you want to get sidelined on this? Maybe. You can. Do you want to just become frozen in this? Okay, it's up to you. Do you want to sit there and take yesterday or last week's glory and victory and just say, doesn't matter? I don't know. Again, it goes back to, I know people who want to be miserable. They love to be miserable. It's this thing that gets them. I say, okay, put that over here. We'll get to that later. Let's see what happens. In the immediate future, he's going to be making sure, and I think that Wiles and others are going to be sitting there and saying, we have to understand what the message is. Number one, nobody goes rogue. Number two, if you want to run for office, do it on your own time. You're not going to use this platform to run for office. Number three, this is MAGA. Number four, mix it up and have fun. I want them to understand that we are here. And the first thing he has to do, day one, is he has to start deporting, removing illegals from our country. They are illegals. There's no they're not dreamers, they're not asylum seekers, they're squatters. They're people who the rules of entry, the rules of involvement, God bless them. We would love to look at your asylum, application and the like, we'll do all that stuff, but you're not gonna do it by breaking into our country, breaking down the barriers and doing this. You're not going to do this. And he has to do it and do it loudly and boldly and continuously, and every day have a little ticker or something that says how many people are removed. Let me say this again. Get ready for this. You are gonna be seeing and hearing horror stories. They're gonna make references to, the Nazis and cattle cars and, yeah, all this stuff. You're gonna hear everything. Ignore it, which leads me to my next piece. Again, ignore the left media. Nobody, in my opinion, nobody goes on CNN, nobody goes on MSDNC, nobody, nobody, nobody. If they have a question, send a question to the press office. The office will respond. Have press conferences, don't exclude people, but just that simple, that simple. Really show them. Ignore them. You have to destroy the left wing, left media. They have to be crushed. They have to be the most unprofitable, hateful, miserable, stink turd in the punch bowl, anachronistic. We want this to be felt forever because it's not just the media, it's the message. This isn't the left. These people are absolutely vile. They are hurtful. They are problematic. This message platform has to be destroyed. And you're seeing it right now. I mentioned this. They're closing down, they're shutting down because this message last time, it was for the longest time, as long as Biden was in, the CNNs and others, frankly, just didn't care. God knows what subsidies they made. God knows what they didn't care. We want to destroy them by virtue of the power of opinion. Dub right side says, Mr. Elf, press secretary, they wouldn't know what to do. They would shite themselves asking you questions. I would love it. Well, here is the thing, and Dub, I appreciate that. The first rule is do not cause problems for the president. Ari Fleischer was one of the best because what he did was he said nothing. If you answer a question, I said, I want about President Trump. That's a very interesting point, and he'll be looking into it. That's it. Steve Ducey, the way Steve Ducey and Corinne Jean Pierre, I think they got some, even though she's a sapphic and he's not. I think they actually, believe it or not, I don't know if it was brother, sister, or something, but they're going to miss each other. They were a great team. It was like the old days, like Sam Donaldson. Remember Helen Thomas? So she got into that Palestinian thing. They got rid of her, but it was fun in those days. I would absorb, kill it. I would be the most non-confrontational person there is. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, non-confrontation. Haley McEnany, non-confrontational. You want to it's like, when you're playing catch, and somebody throws you a ball and it's too hard, you catch it like this to try to not slow it down, but you want to, lessen the impact to your hand. That's what you do. You muffle it, you kill it. I go out and I quell things. That's a very interesting question. Next. Our good friend Ryan says, not one person complaining about Pete Hegseth, chosen for Secretary of Defense, can articulate what the qualifications of that position are, and were they ever concerned about it in the past? And you don't understand this. And here's the thing, very important. Ryan's a good point. We don't care what you think. We don't care what you think. I promise you, what Hegseth is going to do, what I would order that he would do is you're going to be the most hands-on. You are gonna be there. You are going to go to bases, you're gonna go to camps, we're gonna do up recruitment, you're gonna make this proud again, you're gonna get rid of DEI, you're gonna get rid of this crap, these, Tinkerbell, whatever this stuff is, these drag, whatever, get rid of this. No, no, no. You're gonna start to go after physical requirements. You're gonna make these people tough again. You're going to make this we're gonna make our military proud. We need a military. I'm sorry. It may not be we're not gonna be invaded per se. We have to have a military. We have to have a military. And Pete, he'll be a very good job being hands-on, talking to people. Rumsfeld and these other people, they did they were like, you've got to make these people understand what it is like. Be a George Marshall, the greatest ever. When people were proud, when Patton used to be out there with his men. It's just that simple. Pete Hegseth would do a great job, a wonderful job. He's not up there by himself, but he's got to understand that he will be hit by every conceivable interloper from the military-industrial complex to others. But I am glad that they got rid of that child, Alina Habba. If she wants to prance about and do Instagram and dance and be sexy and all this stuff, that's great. Not on my time. Not on my time. You got that? I Not on my time. Not interested in that. Sorry. And I think Trump knows it. I'm very concerned about one thing. Trump better do something, create something for Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard has to be in this way, either in a non like Doge or create something. Holman is a czar, a border czar. There is no border czar. Remember, these people don't need Senate approval. Holman's in. You don't want to make him Secretary of Homeland Security. That's no woman, all that. But just create something for her. But she's got to be there. And I also want the president to do this. I don't know if Grinnell is I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh, CAA, good move with that one. Thank God. The idea of Kash Patel was insane, but, what's his name? The, DNI or DI very, very good. Brad Appel says, "Focus on crime, international border, and at home." Absolutely. Absolutely. At first people love to just they told Kash, "Listen, we'll tell people you're in the offing, just keep your name out there. We'll help your rating and everything, so you can get your social media stuff up." But no, no, you're not gonna get somebody in there who's gonna come in and destroy, who says basically, "I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna dismantle it." No, because you just destroy nobody's gonna work with you, and they're gonna do everything in their power to destroy you and the, um, organization. I know people get all bent out of shape. Ryan says Trump could solve the DACA issue by taking a page from the Romans. Military service in the auxiliaries for 20 years earns you citizenship. Ryan, let me explain something to you. Compulsory military doesn't work. Drafts don't work. Maybe volunteerism or something, helping out in another capacity, Peace Corps, but here, maybe. Forced military doesn't work, okay? Mass deportation, mass job creation for mass government firing. Excellent. Let me explain one thing. Oh, Pilgrim said, by the way, will they free the digital free speech market? I would hope so. I think that's gonna be Elon. I think so. Let me, go back to one thing. One of the problems that people are having, I don't wanna keep doing this Israel, but one of the myths is that they have this superior fighting force, unparalleled, unmatched, you know, A lot of that's good, but this is this force, this con this kind of a compelled military, that doesn't work. I want professional army, a professional army. Ravens says, "Bring all our troops home, fix America first." Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. You can't have an army, any kind of military based on compelled, you can't. It doesn't work. I also wanna be very, very, you're gonna like this too. No, I wanna be very, very clandestine. What am I saying? You heard me. I wanna be very, very clandestine. Let me tell you what I wanna have. You ready for this? Okay. First, and you always create a problem with this because this can go wrong, but hear me out. Number 1, I wanna make sure that we have the best, and Elon will help here, and his Silicon Valley people. I wanna have the best cyber schools. I want to have, you don't even have to, in fact, my organizations, we don't have names for this, but we'll give it a name just for purposes of this. The cyber people. And wait a minute, look who this Therese Pollard, ladies and gentlemen. Therese comes in and says, "Trump puts people out front to expose them." Maybe, or maybe not. I don't know. Sometimes Trump does stuff he doesn't even think about it. It's hard to, but it's fine. I love the man. That's great. But let me tell you what I wanna do. I wanna have a bunch of people I'm gonna have walk in and say, I mean, honestly, I want the best hackers, the best nerds, the best freaks, the best, I wanna have intel at levels you've never even thought. Clandestine field operational stuff, spies, John le Carré and all that, I mean, we need that to an extent. I want to have a strong intel. Now, I'm not gonna call it CIA. People think everything's CIA. People think everything's CIA. You say, there was a time when we talked about NSA. NSA was a problem. Now you say CIA. That's what you say. You say CIA. My organization has no name. My organization has no name. I don't know what it's called. Who's it answerable to? I don't know. I do things very, very differently. And what happens is I wanna make sure everybody knows everything because the new war that is going to be here, the new war, the new that is available is going to be something on the level of electronic. YouTube Soup says, "I'll read anything for a buck. I'll read anything for a buck." Pete Hegseth, what? I don't know what that means. But thank you. I wanna explain something else before I forget. There's, this idea, so to speak, of how we run things. How do I say this? Gotta be very careful because I don't think people, like what I have to say, but I am basically, when it comes to this, very, very brutal, but I don't want people to know about it unless they cross the line, and then they'll know about it. But that's balanced with by telling people, we have to show that our military means something. We gotta get rid of all of these fat, and when I say fat, I'm not fat shaming. I'm talking about people who are physically unable to be in the front line, okay? That's it. It's not, I don't care about people. If you wanna be over it doesn't matter to me at all. There are certain times, though, when it does not look good, when your police, when your Marines are never. Every now and then, sometimes you see like the Navy looks kinda paunchy, but Marines, you don't see every now and then. J. Edgar Hoover was very interested about how people looked, and I kinda respect that. Pete Hegseth was a total surprise for me, Lionel. From your second least favorite show next to you to top dog at the DoD. How about that? I don't know. Why not? Why not? Ronald Reagan was a radio hour. Ronald Reagan was, Bedtime for Bonzo. Why not? He was also the governor of California. Mark Kolisha said, "What will JDV responsibility be? To include oversight of the questionables?" Uh, I don't well, he's the vice president. He is the president of the Senate. He goes to funerals, and I don't think he's gonna be in the Dick Cheney category at all. I don't think he's there yet. Dick Cheney was the most powerful vice president ever. Pilgrim Media says, "Will he rein in the Five Eyes spy complex? Rein it in or work with them?" See, this is the difference between you and I. Are you on this? You wanna rein in? You're talking like a civilian. I don't wanna rein anybody in. I wanna run it. What do you have? I'm not giving up anything. I'm not giving up. I mean, I'm not if you think I'm gonna shut down Intel to make us weak so that a bunch of civil libertarians are gonna feel better, it ain't gonna happen. Sorry. Now, what I will do, I will make sure domestically, it's a different story. I'm going to reinforce the idea of the CIA by charter not being able to investigate, not being able to harm, not being able to hurt, not being able to bother, civilians. That's a different story. Let me say something before I forget, my friend. This is very, very this morning I was looking at all of the signs, and I'm telling you right now, oops, that's not it. Let me try this. There we go, that one. I want to find out from our Department of Agriculture, from who is buying farmland. I want a food czar. Everything up to and including from GMOs to heritage seeds and, heritage farms, water, everything. Water. Nobody is talking about this. Hydro imperialism. Heirloom seeds is what I mentioned to you this, how we had some very prominent folks have vaults near the Arctic. You've heard about this, and when you tell people this, it sounds very conspiratorial. Again, the wrong use of that word. Food security. Also, you're going to have to I don't care who's in charge. What are you going to do if you need a generator and you don't have gasoline to run it? You solar power generators? Yes. Prepare with Lionel.com. Everything from water purification, prepare with Lionel.com. Food, obviously, prepare with Lionel.com. Waterproof matches, prepare with Lionel.com. Biomass, little stoves to warm stuff up, prepare with Lionel.com. 100-hour candles. You want a candle? What are you gonna do? You're gonna go to what? Williams Sonoma, or in the old days, we had remember Pier 1 have some nice fruity no, 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 no. Where do you get super duper serious in a one-stop shopping, 100-hour candles and things? Prepare with Lionel.com. 25-year shelf life. Prepare with Lionel.com. And whenever I do this, there's always somebody who always wants to fight me. Well, I'll never forget this. I think a year of my life, I think I lost a year of my life when somebody said, "Well, I have a fishing pole," and I'll never forget this. I'm thinking, "I am talking to morons." I'm talking about complete and total cataclysm and eschatological end of times, and Farmer Jones here has a rod and reel. He and Opie are gonna go down to the creek. I'll look catch some brim and some bream and some I don't understand it. I always meet with people who challenge well, I have a I do can my own we are our own enemies. For people who are supposedly, you know, preternaturally, what am I trying to say? Um conspiratorial. We're horrible. You're gonna need ammunition, water, gold. Don't be surprised if one day there is another George Floyd. Don't be surprised. Let me tell you something right now. I promise you, there is going to be, sad to say, another black man who just, I hope not for years, but it's in the cards, is going to perhaps expire during a police event in which Ben Crump, who is almost unintelligible, he's the new face of this. Bring Ben Crump, the usual suspects, BLM, they didn't go anywhere. Antifa, they didn't go anywhere. Ready to go because they had so much time during George Floyd. Remember that? All right, folks, we're going to be theoretic protesting. All right, Jerry, Louis Vuitton, you got 57th Street from Fifth Avenue Southwest. Okay, Leo, you got this. We got that. We're looking for small items. We're looking for something easy, Louis Vuitton bags over here. Go to the Coach store. Small, looting. It's about theft. Liquor stores, trashing the place, and to let the human vermin, these kind of like the biota, the bad bacteria, let them rise to the top. That's what we're talking about here, my friend. That's what we are talking about. Do you understand what I'm saying? So just remember this. Just remember this. Everything's great right now, but I promise you there's going to be something that is going to blow your mind because they are not going away. Understand this? Good. Pilgrim says, I'm talking about Americans, spying on Americans against the law. Absolutely. You said, will he rein in the Five Eyes complex? You never said spying on Americans. Completely different. Absolutely different. Pilgrim says, sticks for press secretary. Thank you. No, I would have him in something far more interesting. Remember, the moment you put somebody like that, you waste that talent. You put him out in the front, and what are you going to do? You waste his time. You want him there. Remember, I want to have the clandestine group. Put Hexit up. He's the face of this. The people who are really running the show, let him be the face of it. Young man out there doing PT with the troops, going out, spending time with them. Go out, be charismatic and photogenic and take pictures. That's what we Veterans Day. Let's have a Fleet Week. Let's do everything in the park. Going to Walter Reed. He can make America strong again, make America proud again, MAPA, by virtue of that. Absolutely. That's critical. Now, the good news also is, I can't wait to tell you. Let's talk about this Michael Strahan. First of all, when somebody is an idiot, you need to be crushed. I can take anything, not being an idiot. This Jadrul is a moron. Moron, and by the way, he's got, oh, what an interesting story this guy's got. Oh, we'll just leave it at that. And everybody knows what I'm talking about. Okay? All right. So anyway, he's ABC and also football. So the other day, you're standing there, whatever this event was, and everybody got their hand on their heart. Numbnuts has his hands in front of him. And then later on, when somebody from the Daily Mail came to his house and said, hey, what about this? He swiped the phone out because he's worried about protecting his family. Bullshit. This what? Then he said, why didn't you put your hand on your heart? Why do I say this? Because you appear before a group of people that are, and this is important, Fox, Flyovers, America, Jimmy Johnson. You know what I mean? That kind of that mentality. Terry Bradshaw. Yeah. Why'd you do that? Why would you, after Trump wins and there is a MAGA wave, have you been hitting the head too much? And he said, I was so let me read this to you. You're not gonna believe this. You're not gonna believe this. This and when you understand the backstory of this, you will laugh hysterically. He said, "What an idiot." He said, hang on, you gotta see this. Okay, listen to this one. If you want the truth, this is Michael Strahan, why he not only slapped the phone, but why he didn't understand. If you want the truth, I'll tell you the truth. He said, "I was caught up in the moment. I'm looking I'm looking at these young sailors." What was that? "I'm looking at these young sailors." "You're looking at the young sailors?" "Uh-huh." "Oh, okay." Quote, "I'm looking at these young sailors standing there at attention before the national anthem played, and I'm thinking to myself, how incredible to be that young, and to know what you wanted and to know that you wanna do this. It's such a commitment, but you're willing to commit to something that gives us our freedoms. That's why I didn't put my hand over my heart. Because 'cause you're looking at the sailors? Okay. In the Navy. Da, 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 da. Uh-huh. Okay. I'm just sitting there in amazement, and I'm always amazed. Okay, he's sitting there in amazement, and he's always amazed, so that's big of a deal, because I don't take it for granted, no matter where we go around the world, from Afghanistan to all the military institutions here in this country. And by the time I looked up from that moment, all my 5 guys had their hands over their hearts. The national anthem's playing. I somewhat panic, and I'm like, "Do I be the fool that puts his hand over his heart after the anthem starts? Yeah. Or do I just stand there with my hands in front of me respectfully, looking like a fool?" Can you believe this? This man is what we used to be called retarded. Can't say that anymore, but you could, in your way, we would use that to talk about somebody, "You're a fool." You're looking at what was it again? Looking at the sailors? Uh-huh. Mhm. Okay. Just like Hugh Jackman all of a sudden comes up with, "Well, you know why my wife and I," he's okay. I guess these people just don't think that, we know what's going on here, but that's okay. Irrespective, I move on. This is so stupid. So somebody at Fox Sports or ABC or somebody said, damage control, some PR person said, "Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna say this." So what should he have said? Simple. "Why? I'm an idiot. I apologize. I'm an idiot. I'm standing here with my head up my ass. I don't know what's going on here, and I apologize to you and to everybody else. I'm not doing a Kaepernick. I'm not doing that. I was an idiot, and I apologize." People love that. End of discussion. So when anybody else says, "Mr. Stranahan, yes. Oh, you said you're an idiot." "Yes, I'm an idiot. I apologize." "Oh, okay. Well, why didn't you put" "Because I'm an idiot." "Okay. Next question. Anybody else?" And then but now you're gonna say, "Wait a minute. You mean you've never seen sailors? You're staring at sailors and you're transfixed?" See, now he's got to explain stupid thing. What you do is you can say, "Because I'm a fool. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. What's the matter?" People will say, "Okay, that's it." And that's it. It's when you say, "Well, here's why," that's the problem. Why? Because he's an idiot. He really is an idiot. And these people don't understand this. After Trump is elected, how many times does somebody says, "And now let's stand for the national," how many times you just go for the hand of the heart? "I don't even know what I'm doing. I just thought, okay. What is this?" We live in a world where we countenance and we accept stupid people. It's become part and parcel of our world, our country. We're just becoming used to it. We just went through, this is most important. We just went through the most stupid people and the most stupid woman and the most stupid campaign with the most stupid president. And we just kind of got used to it. And we now have stupid people in the stupid left media coming up with explanations as to why she possibly lost the Gen Z vote, because she's an idiot and because you're an idiot and we don't know what's going on. I don't know why. Don't look at me. Well, let's unpack this. No, unpack this. She's an idiot. What's the matter with you people? This is where we are today. So what I'm saying is, it's one thing for you to say, okay, you don't want to salute, that's fine. You're an idiot who basically, you're known for two things. Your malocclusion, your teeth, they look like piano keys, and this kind of goofy, you lie people, and that's it. You should thank God that you're making millions of dollars, and you should covet that job, because in a little bit, these news shows are falling apart. Let me give you another one. You would not believe the internecine battles. All of a sudden, big stars at various places are told, we're not going to give you car service anymore. What? We're not going to do hair and makeup anymore. What? Things that you would think they're cutting like you can't believe. iHeartRadio cut hundreds of CNN cutting bloodbath because it doesn't work anymore. Why? Because this is the future. No, this is now. It's not even the future. I keep saying that. There's no reason for this. Chris Wallace actually said, I'm going to go into podcasting. You just came up with, no, they fired you because you live in this world that nobody can. This nonsense. The only people that are doing anything that can still do this are Fox News, because they've been relatively consistent and they are the level of conservatism that a lot of people like. Easy to digest, John Wayne conservatism. Good guys. We're the good guys. Hey, we're going to go to the diner. Yay. They don't want to go in. They never talk about things like bricks, never anything of the truth regarding Ukraine. Never Israel is like we love. The usual stuff. You know what I mean? The usual stuff. No hits, no runs, no errors. But they're very popular. And they may, of course, they don't talk about anything. Now, move this over here. What we want to talk about is huge. I know for a fact when Joe Rogan did 65 million plus. These things are also spread out. You got Joe Rogan, JRE clips, JRE minutes, the shorts. You take a clip and you break it up into a million pieces. Joe Rogan's got a studio in in Austin. He's got some people. That's it. No wardrobe, no cars. Maybe it's a car. I don't know. That's it. Joe Rogan and the guest. Put the camera on, 2-shot. You got Jamie, you got this guy. That's it. What budget? 60. Zaslav, other people are just saying to themselves, we're done. We're finished. It's over. This is vaudeville. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is vaudeville. I one time was one of, and this is not bragging. Talkers Magazine came up with something that said, I was voted the pioneer, one of the pioneers. I one time spoke at a Talkers Magazine convention, which is the Bible for talk radio, when talk radio was talk radio, and to an extent, and now, of course. But people said, what is podcasting? I'll never forget this. I'm in a room, there's a place on 3rd Avenue. Remember that place, honey? 3rd Avenue near that pizza, whatever that was. A little bit of office. I think it's like where Schumer's, like 50th and 3rd, whatever that office building was, with really low ceiling. And I remember all these people, and I had to tell them what podcasting was. And There's a guy named, remember Mancow, I don't know where he is, but Mancow, he was doing it as well. And also Tom Likas, remember Tom Likas? I don't know. I haven't looked these people up. I don't know what they're doing. But we were on this panel talking about this. What, 10 years? I have no idea. 10, who knows how many? Nobody knew. And people were saying, people are going to pay? Yes. And you do what? We have a subscription service. And these were people in the business. And to his credit, Michael Harrison, the publisher, said, listen, folks, pay attention to this. Radio's here, but don't dismiss this as some outlier, some creepy, weird kind of a version of CB radio, or, this is the future. This was then. They didn't see it coming. People in the business, you don't understand this. Nobody wants to see how things are coming. Amazon is going to own everything. Everything is going to be Amazon. Everything. You're going to have Amazon pharmacy, Amazon clothing, Amazon, maybe the shops, Amazon. People are so used to it. In New York City, let me tell you this. There is no such thing as the doorman. Well, some buildings. But when you go to a big apartment place, what it is it's a little, think of it as a UPS store. All they do is check in boxes. Boxes, delivery, shopping. It's everywhere. Now, interestingly enough, on the west side, right there on Hudson River, what's the name of that complex? Entertainment, yeah. They're building one of the biggest studios. Silver Cup, if you ever see in Long Island City, whatever, the Silver Cup, I think Long Island City. Anyway, big, it's where they used to do the Sopranos, and Kaufman Astoria Studios used to be in Astoria, Queens. Big, maybe they're still there, I don't know, but big studios, big, 20s, and they're building this monster right around 54th, but straight and West Side Highway. You can't miss it. Huge. So certain things are happening. Certain things are going. Now, YouTube sucks. Do you really? Let me just ask a question. Would you say Greg Gutfeld for press secretary? Let me just ask you a question. Is that being cute? I'm just curious. Or are you serious? Cute? If you're cute, okay, I got the joke. If you're serious, thank you. YouTube is joking. Thank you very much. Because if you're serious, I'm going to have a welfare check on you, because that's a different story. What we're seeing right now is so huge. They're going crazy over Elon Musk, but he's not a government. There's no Senate approval. Now, do you think there is going to come a power play between Elon and President Trump? I'll save you the question. Yes. Elon has done something right now which nobody has ever done. This is Citizen Kane. This is something that what's his name? Howard Hughes didn't do. This is something that Soros can't do. Bill Gates isn't doing this. Nope. This is bigger. This is this young, world's richest man who basically is a co-president. They're going to go nuts over this. I love it. Mix it up. Let me give you an analogy, and you'll like this. I think so. Do you remember in the 80s, I guess, 80s, Lower East Side, CBGBs, the Ramones, Debbie Harry, Talking Heads, and then there was this Detroit with the Stooges, and then there was grunge, and then there was this interaction of it was punk, Sex Pistols. Remember Susie and the Banshees and all these. Okay, REM kind of, the Athens, Georgia group, and Natalie Merchant and all these people. I'm now enjoying a resurgence of Cowboy Junkies and Edie Brickell and blah, blah, blah. Okay. All of those people were critical in forever changing the platform of the American music songbook and stage. Critical. It doesn't matter whether you like them. It doesn't matter. You have to ask yourself, this is happening. This is happening. Now, let me ask you this question. Why do I get the impression? Why? That, and let me rephrase this. Do you believe that one day someone will figure out, or something will affect the ultimate efficacy, the ultimate saleability of crypto, and specifically Bitcoin? Yes or no? Cut Up Chatter says, oh, it's a new picture. It says, Lionel, would a box of ladies' gifts be helpful to Lynn's Warriors for Christmas gifts? I'm crocheting doilies. Oh, bless her heart. Do me a favor. May I give your email out, honey? May I? Please contact Lynn at lynswarriors.org. Lynn at lynswarriors.org. Please do that. She would love to. Knitting, by the way, is something that would be something that people would benefit from greatly, greatly. Now, here's the question. Do you think, because I've got friends of mine who are huge into crypto. I mean, just huge, Bitcoin. And they say, no way. Okay. No way. No way. No way. Blockchain and this, no way. Okay. AI, screw AI. Think about this. You are not going to believe what you're going to see regarding AI. You're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe what happens. It is going to be something that still will blow your mind. Understand this? Look at this. Gwen says, crocheting a dress right now. I think that was one time. How was it? When I was young. My mother showed me how to do this. I like, it was like a week, and I said, yeah, I got stuff to do, but I loved this. It was mine. It was like the most wonderful thing I've ever seen. Let me show you another thing too. Mrs. L was on the West Coast doing some business. Look what she brought me back. See this? This is a smooth stone from the Pacific. This is the most soothing thing. It's ridiculous to hold this stone and to be tactile and to understand. I don't know why. There are certain things I don't know why certain things are. Why does the sound of rain do something? Why is certain? I don't know. But this is one of these things. Crocheting, to be able to touch. That's why music is so important. If you can somehow pick an instrument you like, I don't care what it is. It can be rhythm, it can be percussion, wind, doesn't matter. The idea for you to do it, it takes you into another. I also believe it's important. Drawing, kids, coloring books, drawing. Everybody on the floor drawing, you put your tongue in and you're going to keep. All of these things that we looked at as being quaint will be proven to be absolutely critical. Critical. One more thing, my friends. I want to say this one more time. I hope you are doing what I'm doing. Christmas, as you know, is right around the corner. Just think, next month. Christmas. MyPillow.com. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. Just go and look. I want you to use promo code Lionel so we get the credit, because let me tell you something. He's been good to us and we want to send back to business. But Mike Lindell has fought these rat bastards since day one, and he's still standing. So do yourself a favor. When it comes to pillows and everything you can imagine, just look at the panoply of items. Go to mypillow.com, promo code Lionel. He's a great fellow and a great product, American made, and that is it. Also, dear friends, do everything you can to promote the Amish. Mrs. L and I are going to be going to, I don't care how long. I've never been to the Amish. They're in Pennsylvania. What are they, about 2 hours away? 4 hours away? Okay, fair enough. We're going to go there, and I'm going to thank those people. God bless it. And Scott Pressler. I hope Mr. President Trump does something to honor this man and what he did. God bless him. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is. Sparky, what's disturbing, and when this man gets disturbed, you don't want to be in the same room with him. That's all I'm saying. What's disturbing about President Trump's Secretary of Defense pick isn't that he wasn't on anyone's radar, but that it shows Trump will waste his time watching MSM. At least it wasn't Jack Keane. That is true. Pilgrim says, I have a 5-inch mastodon tooth. It's so soothing. Oh, I have one too. We have that shark tooth. My friend in Florida. Oh, I've got a prehistoric shark's tooth too. Yeah. I'm sorry. Don't trip. Oh, this thing is my friend Frank Garcia in Tampa gave this to me. We make a lot of noise. Like, oh, Jesus. Okay. Look at this thing. Okay. Thank you. Look at this. Can you see this? Can you see the teeth? Can you see? You can't see this, but the serration. Let me see. Can you see the serration on the side? Maybe not. Look at this. Imagine what this thing looked like. If this is the tooth of a shark, and this was in, I don't know where the hell this was. Oh, this is on my list. There's something about it which is so soothing. There's something about, and I think Sparky knows about this, when you take bubble wrap and pop it, when you luxuriate, do you ever see how girls sometimes will rub their hair? Do you ever see that? There's something about that. To me, it's kind of creepy, but there is something sensually luxuriating. It acts as an emollient, some form of, I don't know what the word is, but there's something to it. There are certain kinds of hums and things. And when you look at babies and why do you think babies love this? Why? This is the kinesthetic movement. Propriocentric. It reminds people a little bit about buoyancy. And I saw one beautiful picture on social media of these kids, babies, being taken out of their wraps. What do you call that? Swaddling or whatever you call it. And as soon as you take it off, their arms go out like, yeah. And I'm thinking, well, of course, you've had them tied up. Certain things like this. Face, perioral for breastfeeding. Why do you think I would never understand massages? Some people do a foot rub. I don't like people touching me. I just not into this. Not into that. Don't into it. Except if you get a head massage, that's it. Cephalocaudal, proximal distal. It's the way the blastocyst, the embryo, starts to develop. Cephalocaudal, proximal distal, this development. And everything starts from the head. Everything. The most important thing in the world. And what is why certain things are important? Human touch. Do you know that? Did you know that people in solitary confinement, what they said the worst thing was they never touched anybody. I thought to myself, how many people do you touch? More than you'll ever realize. Not being able to touch somebody, for some reason, it has this effect on you, which is far more horrid than anything anybody can imagine. You understand this? Look at this. Patrick says, do they even have gay sharks? I don't think the word gay is applied to animals the way it is to humans. Sparky says, maybe Trump's off-road Secretary of Defense pick will work out. We'll see. Hopefully, it means Douglas McGregor is being saved for a higher position, but I'm hopeful. I don't think, very frankly, if you heard that Doug McGregor, and I'm with you on this, he would be, what he has said regarding Israel, what Judge Knapp has said regarding Israel, no, there is absolutely, unfortunately, let me say this again. I want to remind you of this. And I have been absolutely consistent. My job, my role is America first. I am not going to pass judgment on, though I mean I might, on what is happening in Gaza. It's a travesty. I am not given the opportunity to actively negotiate between the sides, but I am not going to provide any more, or would never have done in the first place, weaponry to destroy innocent people, men, women, and children. Sorry. So that's it. What I'm saying is, you work this out. I never use the word Zionism. I'm not into that. Whatever you want to call that. You want to talk about eschatological Christian Zionists? Knock yourself out. Debate it, whether it applies or not. Not interested. America first. But no more. Now, you say that, and by the way, when you look at what McGregor has said and others, they've been far more forceful. Sparky says, but I'm not hopeful. Interesting. You know when people use the term hopefully? It's incorrect. Hopefully I'll be there. That means you'll be there full of hope. What you mean to say is, I hope I will be there. But people say hopefully. I don't understand why. But that's one of those things. Always focus in on what your objection is. Again, I have no interest in this. I'm an American. Work that out for yourself. Herzl and Zionism, whatever. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's don't have any problems. But why we are alienating ourselves from the entire world, for what exactly? I don't understand. Cost-benefit analysis doesn't make any sense. Sorry. You know it and I know it. I know that when people said, that when we left Vietnam and the NVA swarmed into South Vietnamese and killed people, that's true. Yeah. What would you like us to do? Kill more Americans? What do you want to do? Kill more Americans? No. To me, there's nothing really deep about this. It's not even complicated. It's very, very simple. All right, my friends, let me thank you. Let me say to you, let me say to my good friends, Sparky, you were terrific. Pilgrim Media, thank you. Cut Up Chatter, please email Lynn at lenswarriors, lynn@lenswarriors.org. YouTube Sooks, thank you. Mark Kalisha, ladies and gentlemen. Prometheus Forever, thank you. Therese Pollard, Stranger. Raven's Wings, thank you. Mr. Cool Miser. And a Sunday go to beaten bun. Anyway, sorry. Ryan, Bradley Oplin, thank you. Let me see. And Dub Right Side. Ladies and gentlemen, Dub Right Side. That's all I'm going to say to you. Da. Also, a couple of things. February the 22nd, back at the cutting room, by popular demand, It'll be a little over a month since the inauguration. We'll be reconvening. I'll be having information for you to get ready for that. Tickets go fast. And also follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. What she is doing single-handedly is just beyond belief. Lynn's Warriors on YouTube. All right, my friend. And also, we've got a piece on Lionel Legal. Make sure you sign up for all these, because did you know that 87%, you know where I learned this from? Rick Beato. 87%, even him, of the people who watch don't subscribe. 87%. So please subscribe. Please subscribe. You're going to want to know that. It helps us. We get the word out. It's the only currency that people care about. And it's wonderful. Also, this eve, I'm planning on being on the Sean Atwood show. Oh, that's a wild. That is just wild, out of the UK. That's tonight. So stay tuned for that. That'll be about 5 p.m. Eastern time. Got to keep that UK thing in mind. In any event. So thank you, my friends. You have a great and a glorious day. I mean that sincerely. Don't ever change. I mean that sincerely. You are wonderful. We'll see you later. And remember, until then, remember, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. That.